What is up, guys? It's your boy Revin here today with, I think, what is one of the more annoying decks that you can actually play at your league, at your local game store, at your home in PTCGO. And before we're gonna do that, before we're gonna talk about the deck, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more decks, more news about Pokemon TCG. Like, for example, that, well, Hidden Fates cards, alternative reprint. Well, you have to check out the video for that I've already posted. Alright, so are you ready for the deck? You subscribed? Alright, let's go. So this is a Hoopa deck, baby Hoopa deck, that in general is against any single tag team, right? GX, anything, we are against it. So that's the main idea of a deck, and actually it quite works. So we start with 4 Eevees and 2 Umbreon's GX and 2 Umbreon with Retaliate. Why I chose Umbreon-GX is just for the Shadow Bullet to snipe the bench and Dark Hole GX to get rid of some energies from the control decks, right? Like especially the ones that are using special type energy. When I created this deck, I did not thought that Shadow Bullet is going to be as good as it is, and there were many games when I only played Shadow Bullet's attack. I did not even play Hoopa. Of course, those are games against decks that do not rely on tag teams or do not rely on GXs. So that's your additional attacker in those matchups. Of course, with Umbreon Retaliate. Then we have a nice playset of Hoopas, right? All 4 Hoopas. They are there to annoy your opponents. Then we have Spirit Bomb. Actually, quite nice addition. I play 1. You can play 2. Definitely a nice addition to gain some momentum to annoy your opponent even further and to get those really nice knockouts, right? Really easy knockouts with the Building Spite ability and Anguish Cry attack. Then we have one Marshadow with a let loose, so we're gonna let him loose, and one Marshadow that will discard the stadium from the game. Then let's go to the trainer card, right? So we got 33 trainer cards, and as you can see, they are really consistent. We got 2 Acro Bikes, 4 Nest Balls, 3 Pokégears 3.0, only 1 Rescue Stretcher because that's all you need, 2 switches because you want to be able to switch in between Pokemons, Ultra Ball to search for the ones that you need, Black Market, again, it's always good to, if your opponent is not taking any prize cards or only 1 when they knock out your GX, 2 Shrines of Punishment to deal another damage on those GX cards and discard their stadiums, 1 Viridian Forest to get the energy you need, 3 Cynthias, 3 Guzmas, 2 Judges, 3 Lillies, 1 Nanu to bring back Hoopa if that's the case, 1 Tate Liza, of course, to switch and shuffle the hand, and 2 Hustle Belts. Why Hustle Belts? Well, they work really well with Spirit Bomb, and also they work really well with Hoopa, so they are amazing additional damage that you can deal to your opponent's Pokemon. And on top of that, we're playing 4 DCE and 8 Dark type energy. That's the whole deck, that's the whole idea right there. Hoopa is the main guy here, and especially in those matchups against tag teams. The whole deck is down there below, the list is down there below. You can copy and paste it to your Pokemon TCGO, and you can try it yourself, or you can stay here in this video, and we're gonna go and play some games, right? So let's play some games. In the meantime, down there below, also you have a 5% discount on any code you would purchase on Professor Oak, and those codes are as cheap as on eBay, right? So with the discount, it's even better, and you're also supporting the channel. And don't forget to check me out live on Twitch at Snatch. Bam! Alright, so we're gonna go first, or you want to go second? Actually, I like to go first with this deck. Don't know why, I just like to do it. Of course, you can go second. Nothing, stops you from going second. I think I like to go first due to us having cards. Would you like to go first? Yeah, cards like Marshadow, and he's always, always a nice annoyance to your opponent. Of course, we're gonna see what he's going to play. Best case scenario, he's playing Reshazard. Of course, remember, Reshazard's attack, GX attack, goes through our ability, so we really have to be careful there, right? We want to have more Hoopas. Okay, so I still don't know what deck it is, but I think it's gonna be safe to play another Hoopa. I can go a little bit safer. You know what? I'm gonna do a little bit safer, so I'm gonna go and play our Umbreon-GX. Of course, do a good old switcheroo here, right? So we're gonna have a nice switcheroo, And I'm gonna go Ultra Ball for Marshadow, right? Marshadow turn 1, let loose. Great idea, always, right? You know, not only you get those 4 cards in your hand, but also you really disrupt your opponent, or you just, you know, help them. But for us, those are 4 cards that we can draw, and on top of that, I can play Lillie. So definitely we will play Lillie and draw more cards, and that, and basically Marshadow won you a game, right? So that's kind of why I like going first. Of course, you know, you don't have to if you don't want to, but that's, you know, like one of the ideas. So he saw what is coming, he saw what is happening, and there we go, right? So nice, quick, fast win, and quite enjoyable. Of course, to you, not to your opponent, right? Let's be honest about that. So let's go game number 2 against what seems like to be a Blastoise, which might be a more problematic matchup, to be quite honest. Or maybe it is a Quagsire and Naganadel with Magic Lord. Let's see, I think it might be. And again, you know, we start with Hoopa. That's our, you know, casual, normal start that we can do. Of course, Pokégear should help a lot. You know, we've got a Guzma, DCE. I don't mind almost anything, but again, if that is a baby deck, that might be a little bit of a problem. And there we go, Articuno. So that might be, you know, a little bit of a problem. And we got, you know, Ninetales. So this is definitely at this point, this is definitely a Blastoise deck. So again, this is not a favorable matchup for our deck. Let's be quite honest about that, and that's why we have to use Eevee, right? Like that's why we're gonna go the Eevee way of things. Alright, I'm not gonna use Guzma yet. Like I don't like to use Strafe. I'm like, you know, retreating with my Umbreon. So let's go Pokégear. Let's see what we can get. And we got Cynthia. And actually, you know what? Let's use Cynthia. I don't think that's a bad option here. Of course, we got a DCE in hand, but come on, I think it's fine. There we go, so we got another DCE, we've got another Eevee, so that's quite important, and also we got a Nesball that I can go for Spirit Bomb, and in this case I'm going for Spirit Bomb because I know that the damage that I can deal with Spirit Bomb is going to be crucial, right? So let's deal some damage to Spirit Bomb itself so he can attack later. We got a Viridian Forest for the energy. I can retreat Hoopa next turn, so it's going to be 90, 30 to a bench. Yeah, I think we're cool. I think that's gonna be a nice turn 2 that we're gonna have, right? But again, it all depends on his options, his ideas. Crusher Wake. So I think we might see Naganadels here, right? There was a Psychic type in the listing. It might be Naganadel or it might be Tapu Lele. We don't know yet. Quite interesting, you know, usage of Alan Vulpix. Maybe we're even gonna draw cards like, for example, what is it? Like Guzma. Right, so maybe we're gonna draw Guzma and maybe it's gonna be fun. So let's see what he's going to go for. Again, the second Eevee we will use Retaliate. Right, so we're gonna play Baby Umbreon. And of course, Viridian Forest is gonna go here as well. It's gonna fix him a little bit, but at least he's not gonna be able to draw more basics. Tough word. Okay, so as we know right now, he's gonna go Ultra Ball and Rare Candy. That's what you do when you evolve to Alon Ninetales Fairy type, right? That's, you know, the biggest shame is that this Vulpix with Beacon, which is really good. Oh, Timer Ball. I did not expect a Timer Ball. And I just realized I can't use Guzma. So we can't use Guzma. That's gonna be interesting. And why am I surprised by Timer Ball? I see more and more Timer Balls in general being used. And I think that's not, like, you know, that's not the best tool you can have. That's not like the best card to play, because it's not really, of course you do not discard stuff because of that, but I don't think it is reliable. And look at that, we have a Judge, so definitely Judge is going to work quite well here. Of course, Viridian Forest just to discard the Stadium, Judge on top of that, so we'll disrupt even further here. There we go. Alright, so we got another Eevee, we've got energy, we've got Acro Bike, so we've got ways to actually, do stuff. Of course, I can't play any more energy, but I can use Building Spite and Acro Bike. There we go, we got a nice Acro Bike for a Hustle Belt this time, right? So Acro Bike for Hustle Belt. Hustle Belt is gonna go right over here on Spirit Bomb to maximize the damage we can deal. Shadow Ball, of course, we're gonna hit the bench Squirrel. I do honestly hope that this judge messed up him quite good. Alright, so he has to go with Turtle, and that's fine with me, right? The fact that he has to go and evolve into a turtle means that we really discarded a rare candy and a Blastoise, but of course he's gonna have a Blastoise now. Oh, okay, so he had a Blastoise in his hand, but no rare candy, so I might think he can go towards Tapu Lele. Okay, I wanted to say another Squirrel, maybe, Blastoise, but no, he discarded Blastoise, so interesting. Okay, 70 damage that he's going to deal. We got Tapu Lele, maybe a Guzma. The Guzma is an option. Of course, if he's gonna have Articuno on a bench, I can use my own Guzma. So maybe that's not gonna be his way. Cynthia, fantastic. Of course, gonna have a brand new Full Art and Hidden Fate set, which is great, and hopefully, it's gonna be as pricey as the old one. Okay, so Cynthia. Was there... Okay, so Rare Candy will do nothing right now, but there was a Brooklet Hill that gets rid of my Viridian Forest. Okay, we got another Squirrel. $70 damage, and energy is gonna go somewhere on the bench, so he's gonna move that energy. Probably somewhere there. That's what I thought. Okay, I'm gonna prepare Retaliate. But because I can... Well, but do I really want to... Okay, so now the question is, do I want to discard these two energies? Let's not do that. Let's go with Shadow Bullet, and I'm gonna use Shadow Bullet right over here. So they are damaged, right? They're not that fresh. We got our own Cynthia, great, but now I can start sniping with a Guzma. So hopefully energy, and we're gonna start sniping, or I can just play a Guzma on, for example, with Turtle, and knock him out. And I think that might be a play here. If I'm gonna have an energy, I'm gonna use that energy definitely to put on a Spirit Bomb and then attack. Of course, Retaliate right now will not do a lot, but again, if I would draw energy, this means that he attacks for 60, and this is enough for this Were Turtle on a bench. It's getting interesting. It's really getting interesting, and I like that. So even though we are not really showcasing the Hoopa's ability, right? The Hoopa itself, I think it's really nice matchup here. So this is gonna be the baby Blastoise that's gonna give him all the energy. This is gonna power his engine. So we definitely have to get rid of this Were Turtle. There's no other way than to get rid of it. Because I don't want him to have an engine. Of course, he has another Squirrel. Okay, wait, can I... Wait. No, I don't think I can actually knock out this Blastoise yet. That's what I'm gonna do, Guzma. Okay, that's Umbreon, but I'm gonna retreat that Umbreon. Of course, there's a solid shell, so there's no point of attacking here. But Shadow Bullet is gonna go right on that Squirtle on the left. So we cut him down of those another 2 energies, right? So let's look at here 6 energies in the prize cards, right? In the discard pile. Of course, you know, this is going to be really interesting because he may have some energy in his hand. So I have to start preparing my Hoopa here, right? Hoopa is going to be a crucial card. Or I can just go 1 more damage on Spirit Bomb. This will mean 150, 210 damage. Which will mean enough on the Blastoise GX. But there's a protective shell, so almost enough. My question is, does he have any way to bring back that energy from the discard pile, right? Like this is interesting here. Okay, we got another Articuno. So he's definitely not going for another Blastoise, which is good to know. But the amount of energy here might be big. It's not. So if he's gonna attack now, he activates our Hustle Belt. No, okay, so that's a knockout. All right, so we're gonna see a knockout. I think I should retaliate. Right, so he has his first 2 prize cards. Let's see how we're looking with energy. 1, 2. Okay, so I still have 6 energy in the deck. Cynthia. Spirit Bomb. Okay, this is really risky what I'm doing, but sometimes you do what you gotta do. You have to find that energy. And Cynthia, let's go. It might be, it might not be. I really hope, and there is the energy that we need. So building Spite and Anguishing Cry, which is 190. So he's left with 20 HP on that Blastoise, and those are single prize attackers right now. And he still knows that there's Hoopa waiting. There might be another Umbreon-GX waiting for him as well somewhere. So is he going to risk that much? Like I wish we had a nice matchup against, like, Pikaram, Rashizard, because those are matchups that this deck wants to have. But this shows you that it still has nice games against other decks. We can still fight against, decks that do not only use GXs or tag teams, which is quite interesting approach, and this is really, really good. All right, so he goes for a Guzma. Guzma Retreat, maybe. Well, it doesn't change that much to me, but definitely he knows I can't snipe the Blastoise. Energy Recycle, of course. Yep, that was Energy Recycle. Recycler. Cold Cycle, that's 70 damage only. Okay. And I don't want to waste any energy, so we will use a nice switcheroo here and a knockout on Articuno. So we will be able to actually, snipe this Blastoise next turn for 2 prize cards. And we got a DCE, great. So DCE is going to work pretty well on the Umbreon itself. Of course, that's only 90 damage that I can deal. But he is cocky, like he is going with that Blastoise. He is not caring about that Blastoise, which is good for me. Of course, he can still play Acerola, but I don't think he is going to. Because if we would have Acerola, he would already play it, right? So let's see, another Ultra Ball. And honestly, as long as there is, Vulpix or Squirtle, I'm okay, right? So I'm just gonna put DCE on Umbreon. I have a Guzma, so I will try to snipe those cards a little bit later on, because I don't want to give him this Acerola right now. And still, we are in the single prize attacking field, So he will be at 3 prize cards. I'm gonna go down to 1. Next turn he's gonna go down to 2. And then whatever happens, happens. There we go. That was an attack. Of course, Black Market now would be fantastic. That would be, you know, the play I would like to make. 23 cards. I don't want to get rid of Guzma from my hand, so that's definitely, you know, a play that... Yeah, like, if I would get rid of Guzma, that, you know, that might have cost me the game. Let's see what we're gonna draw here. We might draw energy, right? That's a Shrine of Punishment. That's not something we need. Let's see here, and we've got just a Nesball. So there's still one more prize card. There's still Guzma in our hand, and there's still that Vulpix that I want to snipe. So he knows and I know. It all comes down to this. Of course I'm going to play Hoopa front, so he can't really, you know, harm me with the Blastoise. But we're top decking energy right now. 3, 4. There are still 4 energies in a deck. Of course, you know, it might be that he's going to draw Ninetales and he's going to evolve it, right? He's going to evolve the Vulpix. That is also a possibility. So the less time he has, the better. And oh boy, that's a Rocket Splash for the knockout. Hoopa goes front. Shrine of Punishment, of course, goes here. And let's see. Because he know and I know, it happens this turn. There's a Marshadow. I mean, it happens this turn or not. I want to risk. I honestly do want to risk, so there goes Marshadow. We are, you know me, I'm a risk taker here, so Marshadow for the energy. Oh crap. That was not good. No, 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 no. Okay, Hoopa goes back front. Ah, that was not a risk well taken. Definitely not a risk well taken. Okay, let's bring back Spiritomb. I mean, he is capable of dealing a nice amount of damage, so... And still, if he's gonna knock him out with Guzma, that's only 1 prize card. Ooh, this is a tight finish, let me tell you. Which I'm not saying it's bad, by any means. I love that finish. No Ninetales, 12 cards. Probably a retreat. Cynthia. Come on. We both know that it can go only one of 2 ways. The fact that he played Cynthia means that he is not going to retreat Vulpix. And that's why I don't like to play Timer Ball. Exactly because of that. Oh my. There goes Ninetales. Oh, that's a DCE. But you know what? Actually, this builds up Hoopa. Okay. Two energies. Black Market. Let's go for it. I mean, let's go for it. I know we're stalling, and that's what you do in this deck. But of course, he can easily have a Guzma right now on Umbreon. It might happen. So we're on the verge of finishing the game. It's either Guzma or not for both of us, and whoever gets first, right? We've played three Guzmas. I only played two. There's a Guzma Umbreon. That's a GG for him. But a really good game, down to those last prize cards, down to those last moments. I like that game. And what can I say? Kind of unfortunate that we were not able to play against more tag teams, that we were not able to play against a deck filled with tag teams. But you definitely see that the deck performs really, really well, and that's a really nice deck to play. GG to my opponent. That was really, really nice game. I'm not gonna lie, that was a nice game. I enjoyed it, but I would enjoy it even more if that would be only GX tag team decks. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more decks and more news about Pokemon TCG, and also down below we have a 5% discount any code you would purchase on Professor Oak, right? And don't forget to check me out live on Twitch. It's Raven called Snatchku. Raven loves ya. Mwah. Then we will also have this full deck list, right? So have a fantastic rest of the day. Raven loves ya. Bye.